Welcome back to the battles between Superman versus Hela and who will win. Before we dive deep into the analysis, please remember to subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you very much.
Superman is a superhero icon. He originates from the planet Krypton, which was on the brink of destruction. In the final moments of that civilization, the child named Kal-El was sent to Earth. The small ship landed on Earth, and he was taken in by a kind farming couple, Jonathan and Martha Kent, in the peaceful town of Smallville, Kansas. It was the love, compassion, and simple moral values of rural life that shaped his character. Under the yellow sun of Earth, his body absorbs a special source of energy, gradually awakening extraordinary abilities that no human could ever possess. What makes Superman different is not only his nearly absolute strength, his ability to fly, or his X-ray vision. He chooses to stand with humanity, protecting them from threats across the universe, even though he was not born on Earth. He chooses compassion over domination, sacrifice over power. Superman fights not only with physical strength, but also with an unwavering belief in goodness. He represents the dream of an ideal hero, where power is paired with responsibility and morality. For that reason, Superman is not just a superhero, but also a spiritual symbol, reminding humanity that hope always exists, even in the darkest moments. Under the yellow sunlight, Superman not only grows stronger, but also evolves, both physically and in his hidden potential. His most famous ability is his strength. Superman can lift and move massive objects far beyond human imagination. From cars and trains to structures carrying destructive cosmic force, his strength has almost no clear limit. The longer he is exposed to the yellow sun, the more accumulated energy makes him overwhelmingly powerful. Superman not only runs and flies faster than any artificial vehicle, but at times even surpasses the speed of light. In some versions, this speed allows him to break the boundaries of time, creating moments that shake space and history itself. The ability to fly allows Superman to move freely through the air and space, completely unaffected by gravity or the need for oxygen. This makes him a being who can appear anywhere humanity needs him. Superman's nearly indestructible body allows him to withstand most physical damage, extreme temperatures, radiation, and energy attacks. However, he still has rare weaknesses, such as kryptonite, magic, and radiation from a red sun, factors that create balance for such immense power. In addition, Superman possesses a superior sensory system. His heat vision can cut through steel, his X-ray vision allows him to observe hidden objects, and he can magnify details to the microscopic level. His hearing is so sensitive that he can detect the smallest vibrations in space. His super breath is also an iconic trait. With a single blast of cold air, he can instantly freeze anything, or generate winds strong enough to blow away opponents. Superman has entered many life-and-death confrontations that pushed him to his ultimate limits. Doomsday is a nearly immortal creature that constantly evolves to become immune to death. The clash between these two beings of absolute power turned Metropolis into a devastated battlefield. The outcome was the moment Superman accepted sacrifice, using his own life to stop an uncontrollable threat. The ruler of Apokolips is a symbol of tyranny and destruction. Superman has faced Darkseid many times, enduring the Omega beams with unbearable pain. In one battle, Superman unleashed his full power, defeating and destroying that brutal tyrant, affirming that the will of freedom never bows to darkness. With cosmic-level intelligence, Brainiac is a threat not only through strength but also through strategy. Superman destroyed his ship, saved New Krypton, and proved that cold intellect cannot defeat Superman. Zod possesses power equal to Superman, but lacks his connection to humanity. Superman defeated Zod, not only through strength, but also through combat experience and emotional control. Beyond those confrontations, Superman has achieved countless feats that earned the respect of the entire universe. He once lifted dangerous masses such as a kryptonite island, intervened in destructive cosmic phenomena, and even confronted mythological entities during crossover events between worlds. Each achievement clearly illustrates a core truth. Superman fights not to prove his power, but to protect the right to live and to hope for every living being.
Please remember to subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and turn on notifications to watch the earliest videos. Thank you very much.
Now, we will talk about Hela. Hela is the goddess of death in Asgardian mythology, an entity carrying ancient power associated with destruction and darkness. As the daughter of Odin, Hela has always existed as the embodiment of uncontrollable deadly force. She rules over realms of the underworld such as Hell and Niflheim, where the souls of fallen Asgardians are guided and imprisoned under her absolute dominion. In the early glorious era of Asgard, Hela once stood beside Odin in the conquest of the Nine Realms. At that time, she was the most terrifying weapon, bringing victory through pure violence and dark magic. Every step Hela took was followed by death. Every battle ended in the absolute submission of her enemies. That limitless brutality caused the balance of power to tilt, spreading fear even among the gods who once fought at her side. Hela's ambition did not stop at victory. She desired complete domination, where death would become the supreme order. This forced Odin to act, exiling Hela to protect the balance of the universe. Although imprisoned, her power never diminished. It merely settled like a storm, waiting for the day it would erupt. Hela is not simply a villain. She represents the rejected dark side of Asgard, a reminder that a glorious empire was built upon blood and souls. Her presence always raises questions about the price of power and the fragile boundary between protection and destruction. Her power does not exist in a static state, but is continuously amplified when she is present in Asgard or in the underworld realms she rules. Hela surpasses most Asgardians and can confront Thor directly. At her peak, she demonstrated overwhelming strength by crushing Mjolnir, the sacred symbol of Thor's power. In addition, Hela possesses extraordinary speed and stamina. She moves far faster than ordinary beings and can fight continuously for long periods without exhaustion. Her body is highly immortal, resistant to most physical damage, extreme temperatures, and energy attacks. When in Asgard, her regeneration is nearly instantaneous, rendering any attempt to defeat her meaningless. Dark magic is Hela's most dangerous weapon. She can unleash energy that causes aging or steals life, create and control deadly weapons such as necroswords, conjure illusions, travel across the 9 realms, and launch attacks of absolute destructive force. Her authority over death allows Hela to kill with a touch, manipulate the souls of deceased Asgardians, and summon loyal undead armies. Hela can also fly, manipulate space, and greatly increase her power within Hell. In that realm, she is not only a goddess, but the supreme law itself. All these abilities combine to create a Hela who is both terrifying and captivating, a symbol of the dark side of power. Every confrontation she enters leaves a mark of destruction, where power and ambition become one. Her clashes with Thor and Odin further prove her might. Hela has fought Thor on equal footing many times, overwhelming him with skill and ancient magic. In the massacre of the Valkyries and the Einherjar army, Hela single-handedly slaughtered all the Valkyries, along with hundreds of elite Asgardian warriors. She has also confronted powerful entities such as Enchantress, Curse, and Annihilus. Hela defeated them with ease in direct confrontations, demonstrating superiority in both strength and combat experience. Even against Hulk, Hela did not engage directly, but instead summoned undead armies to restrain and wear down his strength over many days, turning the battle into a harsh war of attrition. She is even considered a factor capable of triggering an Armageddon-level catastrophe on a multiversal scale if she were to enter full-scale war with other Hell Lords. Those feats portray Hela as a symbol of pure conquest, where death is not only an outcome but also a tool of domination. When Hela and Superman confront each other, it is true that Superman surpasses her in speed and pure strength. In explosive moments, he can completely overwhelm Hela, delivering relentless blows, powerful enough to bring down almost any opponent. However, the key issue lies in the fact that Hela is nearly impossible to defeat over a prolonged period. Her regenerative ability renders damage meaningless in a short time, turning Superman's initial advantage into a risky war of attrition. Another important point that is often overlooked is Superman's durability against bladed weapons. To this day, there is no clear evidence showing that he has directly withstood sword attacks from a being possessing comparable superhuman power. The assumption that Superman is completely invulnerable to Hela's weapons is not entirely certain. In fact, Wonder Woman's sword has previously pierced Doomsday, who was essentially a transformed Zod. That detail opens a reasonable possibility that Hela's weapons could also injure Superman. Furthermore, Hela's blades have wounded Thor, a warrior renowned for his exceptional durability and endurance. In addition, Superman does not maintain super speed continuously during combat. He often unleashes it in brief bursts before returning to a normal pace. This means that while he may evade most of Hela's attacks, the likelihood of avoiding every single strike is extremely slim. No matter how powerful Superman is, he cannot avoid moments of vulnerability. A single split second of delay would allow one of Hela's deadly blades to reach him. This becomes even more dangerous when those weapons travel at terrifying speeds, easily covering hundreds of meters in a single second, while Hela hurls them relentlessly from every direction like an unending storm of death. Superman unleashes a barrage of continuous attacks, turning Hela into a target under heavy assault in the eyes of observers. Yet that advantage exists only on the surface. He may knock her down repeatedly, but he has no definitive way to end her permanently. Each time she falls, the goddess of death rapidly regenerates, rising again with a cold gaze and growing fury. Hela gradually adapts to the rhythm of battle. She does not need to land many strikes, only one precise moment. When the first blades cut through Superman's defenses, the tide shifts immediately. Hela has already demonstrated extraordinary reflexes by intercepting lightning at extremely close range. Her endurance and immortal nature slowly erode the advantage of the Man of Steel, pushing Superman into a fight where even the smallest mistake must be paid for in blood.
What do you think about this battle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you all very much.